Hello and welcome to the Great Plains Association for College Admission Counseling Virtual College Fair. Thank you for joining us. We're excited you're here to learn about some great schools this evening. I have a few housekeeping announcements before we get started. You can use the Q&A button on your screen to type your questions to our presenters at any time. You can direct questions to a specific school or schools by including their name in your question, or you can leave a question for all of our representatives to answer about their institutions. Your camera and microphone are off, so the panelists cannot see or hear you. That's why that Q&A button is so important. This is just one of many different sessions that are happening, so be sure to sign up for more programs. This presentation, as well as all presentations, are being recorded. They will be available within about a week at the same website where you registered. That would be strivescan.com/GPACAC. I'm now excited to turn it over to our presenters and to welcome all of them tonight. The first school that we're going to be hearing from is Loyola University Chicago.
Great, thank you, Jennifer. Let me just share my screen with y'all here. It's great to be here. I'm so excited. I love doing these. Tonight's a 5x5, which is a little bit different vibe than a 6x6. I am an admission counselor here at Loyola Chicago, and I have been there for just about 2 years, and we are a Catholic Jesuit institution that's located, if you can believe it, in the city of Chicago. And we've got a population of just about 17,000 students. So we're truly a mid-sized school. Just about 12,000 of that is undergrad. So that's really the population that you all will be interacting with. And I think we have a great balance between having a lot of the social and academic resources that a lot of larger state institutions will have, but we've got pretty small class sizes. On average, our class size is only 26. That's a 14-to-1 student to teacher ratio. So you really get those personalized interactions with your professors. You get to know them, and you get to know the other students who are in your classes as well. We've got about 80 different majors and 80 different minors here at Loyola. And we'll go into that a little bit on the next slide, but we have a very active kind of engaged learning mentality at Loyola. Every student that comes through Loyola is actually going to be required to do one sort of engaged learning course. That can look very different for every student. For a nursing student, that might be a clinical. For a biology or environmental science student, that could be research. For a theater student, that could be performance. It's going to be very unique to you, but every student will do some sort of engaged learning. The reality is that a lot of students do a lot more than that, because we very much encourage getting your hands dirty and really actively learning. So nearly 700 different employers just within the last several years have hired students for internships, and 98% of our students have either a job or are have a job or enrolled in graduate school within 3 months of graduating. This is pre-pandemic numbers, I will say, so that's our 2019 stat. But I think a big credit of that really does go to how active and engaged our professors are, who 96% of them hold the highest degree in their field, and how often our students are able to get out into the industry and really ensure that they are getting the widest, most comprehensive education that they can have. And we also encourage students to do that in a fun sense, get out into the city and explore. As you can see here, this is our campus, and we are located on the north side of Chicago, kind of out of the hustle and bustle of the city. You can kind of see on this picture, but it's a really traditional feeling campus. And that's a really nice thing, given the fact that we are in such a big city, because it helps with the transition and really fosters a community. Most of the students are living right on this campus or in the surrounding area in apartments. That said, we do have a campus downtown in the middle of downtown Chicago, just north of the river. So that kind of is that urban hustle bustle vibe that you think you're going to get within the city. And for you as a student, that just means you get the best of both worlds. We don't want your exploration to stop there, though, and that's why about 1 in 3 of our students will study abroad. It is a wildly popular thing to do at Loyola. If you're looking for study abroad as part of your college experience, then Loyola is a fantastic place for that. We have 2 international campuses in Rome and Vietnam, but beyond that, we have about 150 different programs in about 70 or so countries, so the world truly is your oyster. Into academics here, we are direct entry at Loyola. So that means that you will be directly admitted into one of these 8 colleges on the left-hand side of your screen based on the major that you put on your application. Don't get too nervous though, because it really is very easy to change your major and switch between the schools and the colleges here at Loyola, with the exception of our nursing program. Our nursing program is a direct entry 4-year program, so you do have to apply and be admitted as a freshman only. If you're in one of the four colleges, starting at the College of Arts and Sciences on down through the Parkinson School of Public Health, then your major classes will be based up on the Lakeshore campus, which is this beautiful green space that I've been referring to. And then if you're within the School of Business, Communication, Education, or Social Work, then your majors will be based down at the Water Tower campus. The two campuses are very fluid. It's very easy and common for students to go between the two. So know that even if you are based up on one or down at the other, that you'll definitely get to spend time on both campuses and you'll be able to do so very easily. In terms of student life, we've got pretty abundant student life here at Loyola. Like I mentioned, most of the students are living right on or around campus, so there's always something going on. We've got about 250 or so different student organizations. We have Greek life on campus, about 20% of our student body is involved in that. And then of course, we've got intramural and club sports, as well as our Division I NCAA sports. The Ramblers made it to the Sweet 16 this year in basketball for March Madness. And that's something that we will never forget, and we'll bring it up probably all the time. And I think we have Sister Jean to thank for that. But all of those games are free and they're right on campus. So it's really easy to go out and support your Ramblers and really get involved in campus and community life here. And then lastly, I'll just touch on our application. Our application is rolling admissions. So that means that our application will go live on August 1st of your senior year, and you can apply anytime after that. We'll start reading applications usually in about mid-October, and then from then on, we are going to be continuously reading and sending decisions on an ongoing basis into the spring months. So essentially, we don't do any sort of early application or early action, anything like that. You can apply right on our website. You can also apply through the Common App or the Coalition app. It's totally up to you. And we are test optional. So you are not required to submit a test score, an ACT or SAT, but you certainly can if you would like to. When it comes to financial aid, all of our students are reviewed for merit scholarships automatically. Those range from $10,000 to $25,000. And so that takes a nice chunk right off the top, because you do find out about those in your acceptance letter. And then of course, we always encourage our students to file the FAFSA and apply for the many other scholarships that are available after you have been accepted. And I'll just leave you with the fact that I think Loyola is a really wonderful, really great place to be. The Jesuit values are strong, but we're so much more than just that past identity. We are truly a melting pot, a community of students who are high achievers and excited to explore the world and how they can change and grow with it. And with that, I will turn it back over to Jennifer. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Sarah, for sharing Loyola University Chicago with us tonight. Our next presentation is going to be from the Rocky Mountain College of Art and Design.
Hi, I'm Juliet, and with me you will learn about how an education at Rocky Mountain College of Art and Design will help you bring your creativity to life. So for the creatives in this group, these slides are filled with examples of REMCAD's student artwork and community vibe of our small-sized institution. We are the premier art and design college that is located in beautiful Colorado, just outside of downtown Denver, and we go by REMCAD for short. So REMCAD campus is beautiful with rich history. We were established in 1963, and our student body was founded on something more than academic excellence. Creative minds take root here for the relentless student support, innovation in both teaching and mentoring, and operational excellence. Students come to REMCAD for an education, but they stay for the creative community and become lifelong learners. So much so that the REMCAD Renew program will allow you to have a return on your original investment. So if you become a REMCAD alumni, you can update your technology skills 10 years or 20 years or 30 years after you graduate, and these classes would be free to you. That's right, I said it, free, because we want you to be proud of your REMCAD education forever. So if you, what kind of art do you like to make? What kind of creative career do you dream of? Listed are REMCAD's offerings of Bachelor's of Fine Art degrees and more. So are you a storyteller? Because a lot of storytelling goes on here, both virtually and in real world applications. If you read the list, it starts with 2D animation, and it goes all the way down to learning how to make photographs instead of just taking pictures in photography. So at REMCAD, you choose one of these disciplines and you will be taught the professional and creative practices to confidently pursue a career in that discipline. And NASAD stands for the National Associations of Schools of Art and Design, one of our accrediting bodies that hold us to that high academic standard of excellence. And I will highlight that we are a third of the cost of the other schools that are accredited with NASAD as well, which is putting us at about $20,000 per year, depending on the modality of online or on campus. There are a number of scholarship opportunities ranging from merit-based, academic, and competitive scholarships. And some scholarships do have a deadline. So go to remcad.edu for the details. While you're there, you can request info online or go ahead and screen grab, capture this QR code now to request info. Or if you're ready to, you could fast track to fill out an application. It's not too late to apply for your fall of 2021 if you're a senior right now, and no standardized tests are needed, but we will eventually need to see your portfolio. So because at REMCAD, we require a portfolio for admissions that's filled with your own original artwork. I will say REMCAD recognizes students are in their learning stage of their artistic career, so don't be too hard on yourself. Your admissions counselor will certainly set you up for success of what goes into that portfolio with the details during what we call an admissions interview. So within a year of your expected start date, REMCAD requires an admissions interview with your guardian. This is when we learn about your artistic aspirations. You will learn about REMCAD programs, meet your program chair, other resourceful individuals, and you will learn about your housing options too. If it's a good fit for you, then the details of the portfolio and other requirements are explained. So why REMCAD, besides a premier art and design college at a competitive cost? Well, we have small class sizes and many studio classes with hands-on instruction. We help people refine and develop their artistic, technical, and creative skills. Incoming students may choose an emphasis in certain programs. For instance, in illustration, you could choose sequential art, concept art, or children's book illustration. And that's actually how our school was founded, with the program illustration. Also, our degree sequence is unique, so it's designed for creatives. You only have to take 2 classes per 8 weeks so that you could spend more time on your projects and still graduate on time. Tutoring assistance and student accessibility services are available in an effort to promote wellness in the community, one individual at a time. And our portfolio development is key to the REMCAD career-focused part. So, for instance, when you look at Paul Tranny's quote here, he's a talented graphic designer. He works for Adobe and he's now teaching and promoting softwares out in California. He's quoted on the importance of the hustle, a portfolio, being taught by experts in the field. Other alumni have gone on to work for ESPN, Google, North Face, Apple, and more. And then I do want to highlight Crisasso Apache, who teaches in the liberal arts department. He encourages his students to stand out. REMCAD also features a number of these humanities and liberal arts classes spread across the curriculum in order to help with the breadth and the depth of your critical thinking, the knowledge of the world around you, and that should intersect with your creative work. So you see his model worked because Oprah actually selected a book that hosts one of his poems. So all artists have access to these tools, these elements and principles of art and design, and these are used to transfer an art or design, and everyone can use these, right? So with an education from REMCAD, you will increase how to effectively use these tools with style and originality, no matter what kind of art you're making. So if you have the right tools, you can learn anything. Networking and using resources will certainly help. You could find some public events on remcad.edu before you're ready to start, such as Life After REMCAD Virtual Alumni Panel coming up. You may also RSVP for an open house coming up on June 3rd. You could find this information online, and go ahead and take a picture of this screen here to connect with us later. And I really wish any of you creatives out there that have aspirations to become a future art star, I really hope that you have found some gems today to help you shine a little brighter. Thanks for your attention.
Awesome. Thank you so much, Juliet, for sharing Rocky Mountain College of Art and Design with us today. All right, so we have heard now from 2 great schools. We have 3 to go. So just remember, attendees, you have that Q&A box. We love seeing these questions come in, so just keep asking away. All right, our next presentation is going to be from Virginia Tech. Looks good, Steve.
All right, thank you. Hi, everybody. My name is Steve Milley. I am the Richmond Regional Representative for Virginia Tech. So I live and work out of the Richmond, Virginia area, but I do work for the main campus, which is in Blacksburg. We were founded as an all-male, all-military college in Blacksburg, Virginia. And that's still a very important component of the university today. We're one of the 6 senior military institutions. We're one of 2 schools in the country that has a military population within the larger civilian population. Blacksburg's a small town and has about 45,000 residents, but over 30,000 of those are college students. So it's a true college town and enjoys all the benefits that that brings with it. It has the concerts, the lecture series, the street fairs. We are in the mountains, so a lot of outdoor activities. The New River is close by if you like to kayak or fish, or even just grab an inner tube and relax on the river on a lazy Sunday afternoon. So even though it's a small area, we are a large university and there's a lot going on and a lot for you to take advantage of within the community. Hokie Nation is pretty strong. It's a very cohesive group. Something happens when you become a Virginia Tech student. You just get Hokie fever and you fall in love with everything orange and maroon. You actually think those colors go together when you become a Hokie. But what's not to love? There's so much there for you to fall in love with. Consistently ranked very high in a satisfaction poll that's entitled "These Students Love Their Colleges." Our dining facility is consistently ranked top 5 in the country for the quality of food. And that's no small feat considering the amount of people they feed every day. Over 900 different clubs and organizations you could take advantage of. There's something for everybody. And if it's not there, you can create it. Study abroad programs. We have programs on every continent and a global education office that will help you find that, that perfect cultural and academic fit for you in a study abroad program. We have co-op. We have one of the largest co-op programs of schools that do not mandate co-op. And we also have internships, and you can do the internships and co-ops right in Blacksburg. You can go back to your hometown. You can go anywhere around the country to take advantage of those. We are Virginia's leading research institutions. There's a lot of research you could take advantage of. And that's not just for those high-tech folks. The liberal arts majors will also do a lot of research, and over 75% of our student body will graduate with some form of experiential learning. So there is a lot going on around campus, and that variety doesn't stop with the academic arena either. Don't let the name Tech fool you. We're not just a technical school. We are a comprehensive state university, internationally known for those high-tech programs, but we have 7 different colleges that encompass over 120 different majors. So there are many different areas that you could go into. You can apply right to the major. You can apply right to a college. All engineering students will apply general engineering their first year and then pick one of the 15 concentrations their second year. If you don't know what you want to do, that's fine. You can come in to undecided. It's called university studies. And you do not have to choose a major until the end of your sophomore year. So there are lots of academic opportunities for you as well. We do take a holistic approach in the review process. We are looking at the entire student. We break it into academic and personal factors. Academic is very important. The very first thing that we look at is the rigor of your curriculum. We want to see that you've challenged yourself, AP, IB, honors, dual enrollment. Whatever your school offers, that's what we're going to consider challenging. But we want to see that you've done well in that challenging curriculum. We are test optional for this upcoming year. If you're younger than a junior, please check back with us. We're hoping that this is a policy that we're going to continue, but we're just not sure if this, at this point, it has to go through some more committees before that decision is made. Personal is very important too. This is where you're setting yourself apart and where you're letting the committee know all about you. We want to know everything that you've done, all of your clubs and activities. We want to know about your leadership positions, your family responsibilities, your part-time jobs, any research programs you've been a part of. Everything that you've done makes you who you are, and could be talked about in committee, and you might have something that makes you look good for the major that you've chosen. You're showing a demonstrated interest towards that program, or even towards the career field that you're choosing. We don't have essays on our application, same with resumes or recommendations. But we do have what we call the Ut Prosum profile, which is the university motto. but they are 4 questions that we ask you. They're very important. So please spend some time on those when you submit the application. Major is very important at Virginia Tech. Some of our majors are a lot more competitive than others. So you can keep that in mind when you're applying as well. We do have 3 different deadlines for freshman admissions. Early decision is for those who know that Virginia Tech is their first choice. You don't want to go anywhere else. A better option, if you're really not sure about that, is the early action, because you'll hear from us sooner, but you don't have to commit until May 1st. And then we also have regular decision. And I just want to give you one word of caution to regular decision. We use that as a space available basis only. And I've already told you that major is very important. If we get to regular decision and there are no more spots left in your major, there's nothing that we can do at that point in time. So you're giving yourself the most consideration possible if you at least apply during the early action process. Here's our total cost for the in-state and out-of-state. And we do have financial aid. The only form we require is the free application for federal student aid. And the general scholarship application is very simple, and it opens you up for all of the scholarships that you qualify for at Virginia Tech. Some quick things for you to look at as to why I think you should choose Virginia Tech. And then just ways to follow us on social media. I will drop my contact information in the chat. Thank you for tuning in.
Thank you so much, Steve, for presenting on Virginia Tech tonight. Our next school presenting is going to be Embry Riddle Aeronautical University.
All right. Hi, everyone. I'm going to go ahead and get my screen shared here. All righty. You should be able to see that now. My name is Corinne. I'm an assistant director of admissions at the Embry Riddle Prescott, Arizona campus. And I'm super happy to be here with you today. Embry Riddle does have multiple campuses, as you can see in our logo at the top. We do have a campus in Daytona Beach, Florida, one here in Prescott, Arizona, and we have campuses, satellite campuses, and an online campus through our worldwide campus. So we are quite an accessible institution. Jumping right in with some fast facts about Embry Riddle. We have been #1 in aerospace engineering by US News and World Report for not 1, not 2, not 3, but actually for 20 years. So this is something that we're really proud of. We are constantly evolving to meet the industry standards and to make sure that our students are bringing the most to the industry that they possibly can. We have the first and only College of Security and Intelligence in the nation here at our Prescott, Arizona campus. So that's a really great place to be if you're looking for a career in the FBI, the CIA, any 3-letter agency, security, defense, anything like that. At our Daytona Beach, Florida campus, we have the first and only aerospace physiology program of its kind. So this is a pre-med program. This is really looking at how space interacts with the human body. This is a very cutting edge, up and coming program. And if you're considering pre-med, but kind of have that knack for space, this is a great program for you. We are an ABET accredited institution. So this is super important to note, because for any school that you're considering for an engineering or technology degree, you do want to see that ABET accreditation. ABET stands for the Accreditation Board of Engineering Technology, and it's very important to employers, and we do have that here at Embry Riddle. Our graduates yield among the highest return on investment in the nation, meaning that whatever our students are putting into their time here at Embry Riddle, whether that's a monetary investment, time, effort, they're seeing that given back to them multiple times over upon graduation. And then we are ranked #1 in Arizona and Florida for the highest level of quality and affordability in our state. So jumping over to outcomes, we do have some amazing outcomes. This is why you go to college, right? Is to have a great outcome, to get a job, or to go on to further your studies. And our students are doing that 94% of the time. 94% of our graduates are employed or continuing education within a year of graduation. This is a really important statistic to note, because our graduates aren't just doing whatever, they're employed within their degree field. Just for reference, the average statistic, or the average for the same statistic, is around 38% right now. There's a strong industry outlook for pilots, engineers, security and intelligence analysts, and we really make sure that our students have that hands-on ability to do whatever they want, or to get the careers that they want through our career services department. We do host 2 career expos a year with over 100 industry leader companies. They come onto campus and they recruit our students, oftentimes giving our students internships, or at least an interview right on the spot. You can go into the career services department and ask for information on how to dress for your interview, how to set up your LinkedIn, how to set up your resume, how to do a mock interview. all sorts of things so that you're prepared to get the internships, the co-ops, or the job after college that you seek. We have a massive alumni network, and a lot of those companies that come back onto campus utilize our alumni network to recruit our students. As I mentioned before, we do have 2 campuses. Our Daytona Beach, Florida campus is the bigger of our 2 campuses, 7,000 students, and the average class size is around 27. You'll notice that on both campuses, there's excellent opportunity to get involved. 200 plus clubs and organizations. We have everything from the skydiving club to the sweater vest club who gives free hugs on Thursdays. Truly something for everyone. And if we don't have a club that fits your needs, you can create it with a few friends and a staff or faculty advisor. Our Daytona Beach campus competes in the NCAA Division II. For their 20 intercollegiate sports, they also compete in a smaller division within Florida. And then they have all 4 branches of Army or of ROTC, so Army, Air Force, Navy, and Marine Corps ROTC located on their campus there. Here in Prescott, we have 3,000 students. Our average class size is around 24. We compete in the NAIA division for our intercollegiate sports, and we have Army and Air Force ROTC as well. Both campuses are a beautiful location, excellent flight weather. There's a reason that the founders chose Florida and Arizona, the 2 sunniest states, to have our flight school. Oh, go back to that. All right, so when you go to apply, you're gonna want to apply during the fall of your senior year. So you can go onto our website and apply. We do not accept the Common App or anything like that. Please send us your transcripts from your high school or any dual enrollment credit transcripts that you might have, as well as 2 letters of recommendation and an essay or a resume. Those last 3 things are technically optional, but they are strongly, strongly encouraged because we do try and take as holistic a view of your application as possible. We are a test optional institution, so if you have your test scores and you want to send them to us, great. If you don't have them or you're just not happy with them, don't send them to us and you will not be put at a disadvantage. Every student who's accepted to Embry Riddle is automatically reviewed for our merit scholarships, so you don't have to submit an extra application or anything like that, and these are based on your high school grades or your transfer grades. Of course, fill out your FAFSA. That is a great place to start, super helpful, and we have tons of external scholarships, some specific to Embry Riddle with organizations that we work with. So I highly encourage that you have that conversation with your admissions counselor when you do apply to Embry Riddle. So just as I wrap up here, as an Embry Riddle alumna, a current master's student, and an employee of the university, I can honestly say that if I had the opportunity to go back in my life and choose Embry Riddle over a different institution, I would absolutely choose Embry Riddle again in a heartbeat. The community, the education is bar none, and you really can't compare it to anything else. So thank you guys so much. I will put my contact information in the chat, and I hope you have a great rest of your night.
Great, thank you so much, Corinne, for presenting on Embry Riddle tonight. All right, we are down to our 5th school of the evening. We're going to be hearing from Drury University next.
Hello, how is everyone doing tonight? Last but not least, I'm Christy Vincent. I am from Drury University, and we are located in Springfield, Missouri. Springfield is the 3rd largest city in Missouri, and that is our advantage because we have a small campus. We're like a little town plunked in the middle of a big city, and we get that good feel of a good college town vibe. So we are a D2 private liberal arts college. We were founded in 1873 and specifically for the education of women and Native Americans. So within 5 years, we had our very first graduating class, and they consisted all of women. So jump ahead to the year 2021, and these are some of our best statistics that I want to brag about. We have a student faculty ratio 13:1 and an average class size of 19. So what does that mean for you as a student? That means that your professors are going to be able to offer you more one-on-one consultation. You will be able to get to know those professors. They will serve as your mentors. They will serve as your guides to your next step in your career path. And we love having our students here, but we don't want you here forever. We know that you want to be prepared to go out into the world with your career choice. I also want to point out we have 0 teaching assistants. So the instructor that you have in your class, they have obtained the highest level of education that they can in their profession. So we do not have any teaching assistants, and that's one thing that we really pride ourselves on. Now, we are also consistently listed as one of the best in the Midwest. And again, here it is, Springfield, Missouri, the convenience of a city, the feeling of a small town. And with that, here is just a little bit of what Springfield has to offer. You have to think of your college as well, but you also have to think about the town that you're going to be in, because you're going to have some downtime. You're going to want to be able to get off campus and enjoy yourself. We have that, all the big city items, but we also have all of this great outdoor activity and fun stuff to do. Tons of hiking, and the girls there that are in their hammocks, that is on campus. We have special hammock trees, which is pretty handy. And let me tell you, when it's on a nice day like today, staff and faculty are looking out going, man, I wish we could do that as well. So life on campus, we are a residential college. We have co-ed or single gender housing options, suite or apartment style. We have a low crime rate and 24/7 security on campus, and there's low pollution in the city. We're a pretty green city, and I know that Drury itself prides itself on making sure that we are as sustainable as we can, and we are also considered a tree campus. You'd be amazed at the amount of trees that we have on campus. You would be surprised, especially when they're blooming right now. So why Drury? We have a strong academic reputation. Our financial value is outstanding, and we truly do promote the Drury difference. I have a senior here, and she is graduating this semester, and she cannot imagine going anywhere else. She's just enjoyed her time. She's enjoyed the liberal art atmosphere with a small community of classes, and it's just been a great atmosphere for her. Now, what kind of sets us apart is that we know that you have professional goals, but we also know that you have your own specific interests. So we merge these two, profession and life, into a new curriculum called Drury Fusion. So by the time you graduate from Drury, you'll have 3 credentials. What are credentials, you may ask? Well, the 3 credentials can be a major, a certificate, or 1 major, minor, or certificate. This works in conjunction with the Compass Center and our faculty, and we make sure that you have a real world experience, which includes internships, research, 100% volunteer work. Everyone on campus has at least 1 point in their college career to volunteer. Study abroad opportunities. I always say, make sure you take that advantage of studying abroad. Now, what's a certificate? Think of it as a minor. It's actually 4 courses that are 3 hours long, so 12 hours altogether. Those certificate courses are going to merge seamlessly in with your major and your minor. Here are just some of the certificate topics. Again, does not have to do anything with your major at all. This is making sure that you are honoring what you feel passionate about as well. So there we go. I want to say thank you. Visit campus if you can. We have been in-person campus visits all year, and we've also been seated classes as well. So I would encourage you to ask any questions. Feel free to contact me. I will put my information in the chat box here in just a second. And thank you so much, and have a great night.
Great. Thank you so much, Christy, for presenting on Drury tonight. All right, well, we have reached the end of our formal part of the presentation. So We want to, though, give time for all of our attendees to make sure they're getting that information from the chat, that all of our representatives have been able to add any contact information or links that they want to share. So we have a little time for that as well. And also, if our attendees think of any last questions, please feel free to drop those in the Q&A, because we would love to have our representatives have a chance to answer your questions and make sure that you aren't forgetting anything that you wanted to remember. So to help while we have that time, I have a question. We're going to do a little extra Q&A with all of our representatives. So we're going to go in the exact same order that you all presented. So we'll be starting with Loyola University of Chicago. So Sarah, thank you for starting us off on this. I'd love to have each of our representatives share a favorite event or tradition on campus, something that really gives a little extra insight into your student experience. So Sarah, feel free to take it away and start us off.
Yes. So one of my favorite traditions on campus is that at the beginning of each school year, we have convocation for our new students, and they get to walk through the green doors of our Cudahy Library. They're some of the oldest doors on campus, and they are only open twice a year. First, for our freshman students to walk through, where they then walk through a parade of all the staff and faculty and students all throughout campus, and it's a really fun party. And they do that as a class. It's the first thing they do as Loyola students, and then the only other time that you will walk through those doors is at the senior toast right before you graduate. So it's kind of the bookends of your time at Loyola.
All right, at REMCAD, we are a small community. Student life events happen all of the time, such as going to Red Rocks to hike. If you guys have ever heard of that epic amphitheater out west, it's not too far from our campus. I do evening hikes over there. But one of the special events during the summer, we have summer barbecues every single week. So the student ambassadors are the people that are the grill ardens, they're the behind the grills, and we have the community of student faculties and staff that can come together and just, you know, shoot the ball and enjoy the weather out on the campus. So it's a really nice way for everybody to connect and network.
Well, there is a tradition that I really enjoyed as a student at Virginia Tech, and one that I like watching from afar today. Our residence halls are broken into what's called the upper quad and the lower quad. And right at the first snowfall of the year, there is a snowball fight between the upper quad and the lower quad. The upper quad is all of the military population and a few civilian campuses. The lower quad is much, much larger, and it's all civilian. But the upper quad has that strategy through the military event, so they usually come out on top. So I was not part of the military, so I was usually on the losing end, but it was a lot of fun, and students still enjoy it today.
My favorite event here at Embry Riddle is our homecoming. We call it October West. Here at the Prescott campus, and George will add his for the Daytona Beach campus, but here at Prescott, we have a whole week for our homecomings. We have different events and scavenger hunts and all sorts of fun things like that. But I think the thing that really tops it off is the air show. So Embry Riddle has an undefeated football team because we don't have one. So we have a perfect record. But we do have a really excellent flight team, and we have our flight team. We have a bunch of historic World War II aircraft. We have fighter jets come up from Luke Air Force Base, and they put on an 1.5 to 2 hour long air show for our students. We all get to stand on the runway and eat a pancake breakfast before that, and just watch our Embry Riddle alumni do what they do best. So that is my favorite campus tradition.
Yeah, and Corinne, we didn't talk about this, but it's really the same on both campuses. The only difference at the Florida campus is the air shows over the beach, which is nice. So, but it's yeah, she's right, because we don't have tackle football. We just don't have that tradition, but we do have the air show and all that going on. So same on both campuses.
And I would have to say at Drury, we have a spectacular fireworks show the night before the first day of the fall semester. And we have ice cream, and we have pizza, and we have watermelon, And it is just so much fun and a good relaxing way for students, faculty, and staff to all mingle together and get ready for that fall semester.
I love all those events. I hope that everyone who's watching, whether live or the recording, thinks, oh, I want to go check some of that out. You know, see pictures and think, oh, could I see myself there? It's a great way to think about, you know, looking for your next college home. Well, speaking of that, we've got some ultimate amazing pros here. So for our last question, I would love each of you to share just a quick tip or piece of advice for students and their families as they're starting to navigate the college search process and, you know, take this next adventure going forward. So Sarah, we'll start with you again.
Yes, so this might seem like a really simple one, but I always recommend creating a separate email account for all of your college work. All of your colleges should have one email address that is completely separate from your regular email address, because when we tell you we are going to send you information, we are going to send you information. And so you don't want that bogging down your regular account, or you don't want to miss important things from us. So even if you've already registered with some colleges, you can always go back and change your contact, but I think that'll help you keep things straightforward as you move ahead.
And my advice would be, especially for those of you that are creative, your teachers are your mentors, people that you would look up to. So on REMCAD, we have all of our faculty listed with their bios. Go ahead and dig into their bios, find out what they've done, look them up online. Look them up on social media handles, see what kind of art and design work they do, and see if they're people that you admire or aspire to be like. And that can help guide you, you know, because after all, it's not the institution, but it's the individual people collectively that make the institution. And so that's a huge part of your experience.
I just have one quick piece of advice, but if a college says something is optional, that means do it. Optional essays, optional personal statements, things like that. Now, the world has changed a little bit, and a lot of us have gone test optional. It does not apply to testing, but those essays and those types of things. So please put forth that effort, because everything that, that you present to the university can help you in the admissions process.
My top tip would be to establish a good relationship with your admissions counselor. We're here to help. This is our job. We're experts at what we do. So please establish a good communication relationship with us, because we're here to help you. And along with that, make sure that your voicemail isn't full. Make sure that you have a voicemail set up. Make sure that you answer the phone when someone from Chicago or Prescott, Arizona or Virginia calls you, if that's where you're applying. If we can't get a hold of you, we can't help you. So that would be my top tip.
And I would say, if you are able to visit the campus itself, do that. And everything can look nice and shiny on the website. You know, all the paperwork that you get is great. But if you are able to go to the campus and visit, you can make sure that that is a good fit for you, because in order to be successful, it has to be a good fit for you.
I love the range of advice and tips, and I can tell, you know, anyone who's watching, these really are such words of wisdom, and I really hope you'll all take it to heart, because these are the little things that will go a really long way in helping you navigate this and having fun along the way and finding the next place that's going to be your home, both in and out of the classroom. So we are coming to the end of our time together tonight. So first of all, I want to thank these amazing admissions professionals. You have all done a great job, not just representing and sharing the logistics and all the facts for the admissions process, but just your obvious passion and love for your students' experiences in and out of the classroom. And I hope that it has just made all of our attendees and those watching later more curious to learn more, because this is just a small snapshot of what each of these schools has to offer. Thank you to everyone who's taken the time to watch. I hope that you are excited to ask more questions, build those relationships, and learn more. And maybe you're even thinking about a school that you didn't know too much about before, but you had the chance to learn about it more today. All right, now for the logistical parts of wrapping up tonight. So when you close your window, you're going to receive a very quick link for a 4-question survey. Promise, 4 questions. It's real short. We'd appreciate any feedback that you can provide. We hope that you've been attending all of the sessions that have been put on through the Great Plains Association for College Admission Counseling. We hope you'll still sign up for more sessions. And just a reminder that this session has been recorded, as have all sessions. So these presentations can be found at that same website where you register, strivescan.com/GPACAC. Well, that's the end of our time together tonight. Thank you again, and best wishes in your college search and decision journey. Thanks for being here, and good night.